After we did a trial run around the garden last week, I found that the Rads are still leaking. If you look at my part 8 video, it was all about the Rads, and I tried the aftermarket ones. I tried repairing these and didn't have no luck. But while I was trying to start the bike engine, and these Rads stopped leaking, but I knew it would come back and haunt me. But I couldn't find any original Honda Rads, so I just continued with the build so we could carry on. But from now till then, I've actually found some second-hand original Rads. So I'll show you where these were leaking. Because they were bent when I first had the bike and they were touching the exhaust, you can see where it's worn through there, burnt through. And there's a tiny hole there and a drip comes out of there sort of every 5 seconds. So I could weld that, solder it, and that's not a problem, but the other side I can't fix it. The other side is leaking from out of the core up the top here, so I haven't got the skill to repair them. I've tried sending them off to be repaired and no one seems to want to do them. So it's a shame really, because they've straightened up really good since I had the bike, but they're leaking. So these are the second-hand ones I've come across. And I'm not concerned about the dirt on them as long as they're straight. So these are nice and straight. They're original Honda ones, so I'm hoping they won't leak. Being that they're perfectly straight, there's a good chance they'll be okay. So parts for the XRs, so hard to come by, so rare. I just bought these straight away as soon as they came up, because they're the only pair that comes up on eBay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to strip off all the old pipes and brackets, and I'm going to put these through the parts cleaner, clean them up. And I wish I could pressure test them, but I haven't got the tool to pressure test them, so it's not much work putting them on the bike. So I'm going to put them on the bike, and hopefully these won't leak. They came from Two Wheel Spares up in Stoke-on-Trent, so they got bike breakers in an eBay store, and they're really good. They came in less than 48 hours and they were really well packed, so they were protected. Okay, so I'm going to clean these up, and then we'll strip the bike back down, put these on, bleed them through, and hopefully it won't leak. I've finished cleaning the Rads up. So these are the new second-hand Rads. So they're not perfectly clean, but they're a lot better than it was. And I've transferred all the rubbers over. I've stripped the bike down, pulled the Rads off, and drained the water pump and got all the fluid out. It's always a bit more work than you anticipate. You pull the sump guard off and everything. And I was hoping not to have too much spillage, because I want to see if these new Rads are leaking. But we'll have to see that. I'll have to dry it all off and see if I can find any leaks. But hopefully this will be the end of the Rad issue. I'll get these back on, hopefully it'll be right. So that's what we're up to at the minute, and try it around the garden then and see if there's any leaks. Hopefully that'll be right. I also made, when the fuel tanks are off the bike, they're always awkward to store and they're always laying on the side and they can damage the tap. So I made this a bit of a frame, quite a simple idea, but it's great to work on a tank when it's not on a bike. Just rest it on there. So the Rads are on. I didn't film that because it was just boring just putting the Rads on. So I've connected all the pipes up, and I made sure all the routing of all the pipes is correct. It's not jamming anywhere. By following the diagram. So making sure all the routing's right on the pipes. And then I blew off all the excess drips with the airline, so it won't make me think that the new ones are leaking. So I'm going to fill it up now with new antifreeze, new coolant, and hopefully it won't leak. But of course I'll have to run the engine to fully make sure, get it up to pressure.
That's my watering can.
Yeah, I don't use this for gardening anymore. You kill all your plants. Hopefully it's not coming out underneath somewhere. You can hear the air coming out, so that's why I'm doing it a little bit at a time. I've read the book and it doesn't show anything for bleeding. It shows how to drain it out of the water pump by here, but it doesn't show anything for bleeding, so I'm just going to flex the pipes and fill it a little bit at a time. I can hear the air coming out. And check I've got nothing obvious leaking. It holds 1.5, so there's 2 litres in that bottle, so this shouldn't go all in. I think it's pretty much full now. Yeah, it's full to the top there now. Now I'm going to squeeze the pipes and get some air out. And I need to put some in the expansion bottle. You can see the neck of the rod here, the other side. When I squeeze it, you can see it coming up. And just try and get any air bubbles out. Of course, I think it'll self-bleed when the engine's running. Get it up to the maximum line there. It says it holds 1.5, that's 2 litres, so hopefully I'll know if it's nearly full. Yeah, that's about right. So I know the right amount now in the bike. It'll just need to bleed through when I run it. So that's the next part now, is to start the bike and get it to pressurise and check for any leaks before I put the rest of it together. Won't be doing that tonight. Okay, it's all back together and I've started it, I've run it around the garden and they're not leaking at the minute. So those new second-hand Rads, original Honda ones, they seem to have been a good buy. It's third time lucky, because if you've been following the series, I repaired the first Rads and they still leaked. I bought aftermarket Rads and they didn't fit. So these are the third set of Rads now, and so far so good. I've run it for about 10 minutes and no leaks so far. So this build's going on forever now. I think we're on part 120 or something. But I've got the graphics put on, sump guard, number plate holder, and then it's done.